Now it's time to connect tags to our EO device. Let's open System Settings and select Tags. So here we will create a new tag list. But first I will go through how tag list works in WebPort. If we take a look on the previous demo project in tags. In WebPort, all tags are saved in separate files in CSV format. Let's take a look on LB01 for an example how it can look like. The first tag we will set up is GT11. Let's search for that tag. We have an alarm tag with suffix al and a present value PV for the temperature. We also have 3 set point tags. If we open and look at the PV tag settings, we can see the value that WebPort presents. We can also see the raw value that it gets from the device. That means there's scaling between the raw value and the value presented in WebPort. This scaling is set up by defining the values received from the device and then specifying the values to be presented in WebPort. Then, scaling is done with a factor of 10. You can choose the unit and how many decimals to present. Let's take a look on trend options. Thanks to the suffix PV, WebPort automatically identifies that this tag should be trended. It then receives default global settings for a trend tag, with the interval being in seconds. However, this can be changed for each tag. Since the tags are saved in CSV format, it means we can open them in external programs, such as Excel. If we download the tag list, then we can open it in Excel. Here you can edit every tag or add more tags. Let's add a test tag. Test_PV. Then save it as CSV UTF-8 semicolon separated. Then in WebPort, we go back to the tag list and click on Upload. Select the file and select Overwrite. Let's search for our new tag to test. If we would make a change on our test tag and go back, then we see that we have unsaved changes. We can save the changes in WebPort. We'll start to use the changes, or we can reload the old file. Let's jump back to our new project to create a tag list. Let's add a new tag list. Let's name it to LB01_ and save. If the tag list ends with an underscore, you don't need to include LB01 in the tag name. WebPort will automatically add it to the tag list. Now we have an empty tag list, and we can add 2 tags in WebPort, and the rest we will add in the CSV file. Select New Tag, and enter name GT11_PV. We have the correct EO device. Address we don't need to fill in, because we are working with a disk device. Change data type to int. Let's enter the same scaling it was in the previous system. This may not be the same depending on the actual device you're connecting to. And description is supply air temperature. We do not need to activate trend options, because as soon we save this tag, it will automatically activate it with default settings. Let's save. Before we add any more tags, we want to test and see if this one works. Let's open Debug tool. Let's start to type the tag name, and WebPort will give us suggestions. Let's select our tag and read the value. The value is 0. Let's write 19 to the tag. Clear the field and read again. And now we get 19. So the tag is working. Let's add the alarm tag. GT11_al. We don't need an address. EO device and data type is correct. Value will be 0 to 1, so we don't need any scaling. Let's add a description. Alarm supply air temp. And save with the default alarm settings. Let's open the tag again and have a look on the alarm settings. Criteria 1 is the same as =1. You can also use greater than, less than, or not equal to. However, our standard criteria is equal to 1. Priority can be set using numbers or letters. Or you can create priority categories, if you prefer. Delay determines how long the criterion should be met before the alarm is activated. Area describes the location where the alarm has been triggered. Auto-acknowledgement enables automatic acknowledgement of alarms, if desired. Acknowledge is used to set a value on another tag when acknowledging the alarm. This is done by writing the tag name followed by an equal sign and the value. For example, LB01GT11PV equals 1. The same is done on reset. Tag name followed by an equal sign and the value. And we can select what page we want to create a link to from the alarm list. Let's save. Remember to save the changes in tag list. I will now download the tag list and simply just paste in the missing tags from the other system. Let's paste the other tags and save. Then upload to web port. Tick in overwrite and save. Now we have all the other tags also. Let's go back to the process page for LB01. Now we have a value to our tag we placed earlier.